What's up, guys? Bench press, obviously everybody's favorite exercise, except for the dudes with shoulder issues. Me. I got a bunch of stuff going on, so yeah, some tips and tricks we use to get me through it.
When it comes to the shoulders on the bench press, the biggest thing I try to get across is get the shoulders out of the way. So when we talked about the shoulder mobility and moving that shoulder joint, now we want to lock that thing down. You want to turn around a little bit, DJ? So think about, I want you to take your scaps down and back. So I've heard the concept of like tucking them in your butt crack, putting them down and away, whatever it is. I want to put my shoulders down and back so that my chest can do the work on the press. Not if my chest is flat on the bench, now I'm reaching over, getting all this shoulder movement. You want to turn to the side? I'll give the cue of put your hands out in front of you, DJ. It's almost like taking your fingers and putting them on your spine like a pencil, and you're trying to squeeze a pencil with your scaps. Reach away. So protract away, reach as far as you can. So get out of position sometimes can help you teach to get into position. So now squeeze, boom, retracted spot. Sometimes if you just start here, it might be kind of hard to find it, but if you can get out of the spot, protract away, let those scaps reach around, squeeze them down and back. When we set up on the bench, we want to be as secure and stable as possible. We want to match the intent of that bench. You can't shoot a cannon from a rowboat because the rowboat will kick back. But if we bolt that rowboat down on the beach and it can't move, when we shoot that cannon, nothing moves and we're stable on the backside.
One of the cues Vernon gave me a couple years ago that really helped is when I lock into the bar, in order to force that position in the scaps, if I think about squeezing the bar as hard as I can and think about bending the bar and setting it, that helps me kind of connect everything to my scaps and be able to pull it back. A lot of times I think I'm just trying to squeeze it. I'm not. If I try to crush the bar, it'll rotate my elbows in a little bit and it'll allow me to set back.
Think about what DJ just said right there. Go back to that crushing position, creating torque on the arm, basically engaging lats. A bench press should be very full body when it comes to getting your back involved. When you're lowering that bar down, see that torque he's creating on his arms, getting his lats involved as you pull the bar down, squeezing, pressing up and away.
Cool.
Want to set up on a bench, Sean?
So for me, the height matters because I have such issues with my shoulder. I know a lot of guys start from a low position. When I do it, I feel I can't get set. So for me, I go high, just enough to when I fully extend, I unrack it. But this allows me an opportunity to set my scaps on the bench and lock them into position. I get my grip neutral. And then when I unrack it, you'll see me, I roll my shoulders in and I get them underneath me. I engage lats, everything is nice and tight. And then I unload. And now I'm set to receive it. Now I'm squeezing the bar, I'm trying to bend it, and then I'm lowering it into position. Beautiful.
Rack that and stay where you're at. DJ's doing it naturally because we've just coached it up so much, but look at the tension throughout his body. He's driving his knees out so he can get contraction in his glutes, slight elevation of his lower back, but his butt is staying on the bench. And then from there, getting that scapular rigidity across the upper back. From here, it turns into a full body movement so that he can drive his legs into the ground to get those extra reps. So if we're getting to the top end of a working set, pull it out, DJ. This is something I'm cueing as a coach, and it's something he's cueing to the other guys here at GBRS, is drive your feet, drive your feet. But what does that mean? I'm pushing my feet into the ground. I'm creating torque into my knees, driving my hips, bringing that tension, that force from the ground up through the bar. Money. Also, by having that arm slot that DJ talked about, it turns into a 45-degree angle rather than being up here at 90 degrees, putting a lot of undue stress on the shoulder, allows us to receive the bar, as he said, by creating torque, engaging the lats, finishing through. That's a much natural pushing pattern.
One of the other things guys struggle with, especially me, is when you get down to the bottom end, the weight gets super heavy, and I'm not very flexible, so I feel like I compromise body position in order to create almost like a kip, and I always hurt myself, always. So this handy dandy tool from Mark Bell, the slingshot, has been a savior for me for 5 years now. I mean, ish.
We use it every time we press.
Anytime, so I have a set weight for me. Anytime I feel pain or resistance at the bottom end, I put one on. But for me, it's like 225. Anytime we get above 225, I put one on. It just saves me on the bottom end. I don't have to compromise my body position. I don't have to kip it up. I can lower the weight, nice, slow, and controlled, and it allows me about an inch of rebound. to get past my sticking point.
It allows someone like DJ, we still warm up with 135 and all those lower weights at that deep range of motion of the shoulder with the bench press, because we still want that good shoulder mobility, being strong in that joint. But as we get to those top end working sets, we really care about just that horizontal expression of power and strength. So if we can save his shoulders just a little bit with as much as his shoulders have been through, slingshot's an excellent alternative, a great little tool to have. We're not doing it to push more weight. That's not the goal at all. The goal is just to take some of that stress off the bottom part of that shoulder.
Yeah.
If you don't have a slingshot, I've seen guys that'll take a double band and kind of wrap it around their arms as well, but this is obviously a lot more comfortable. Everything's the same. Rigidity, driving the legs out, take the bar off, control down, drive our knees out, squeeze our glutes, extend through the feet. Push through the feet, bar returns high. Funny.
Yeah, slingshot stuff, guys. For the guys with shoulder issues, drop the ego and put this thing on. You're not cheating. You're giving yourself the ability to lift tomorrow, lift when you're in your 50s. So one of the best pieces of kit I ever picked up for fitness.
Make sure your bench press is additive to what's going on with your shoulders, not taking away. We already dealing with a ton of shoulder pain, shoulder problems in the tactical population. Let's not compound that. Let's make the bench press a good successory movement to increasing upper body strength, not, you know, waiting for shoulder pain at the end of the training session.
Absolutely. Cool. Appreciate you guys.